Hello, everybody. I'm Karima Zahi, Program Director with European Women on Boards. Oh, I must take this, excuse me. Hello, Hillary. Yes, yes. Yes, it is today, yes, the launch of the European Women on Board talent pool. Yes, of course, it's co-funded by the European Union, of course. And our sponsors, well, they're all here. Deutsche Bank, PwC, and Sodexo, of course. So you want to register on the talent pool? Well, I'm afraid you'll have to apply like everybody else, and if you want to know, you just have to stay tuned in the live stream and watch the, the great speakers, lineup of speakers that we have. But I really must go now. Honestly, people are here. So, okay, all the best. Bye-bye. Voilà. Sorry, but this is what happens when you leave your mobile on this year. You get calls from people like Hillary. So, I start again. Welcome, everybody. I'm Karima Zahi, Program Director with European Women on Boards. I'm delighted to have worked with the board for the last 2 years on this great project that you're going to hear about in a moment. In fact, the board members are here, so perhaps you'd like to give them a round of applause because they really have done tremendous work in the last 2 years. I've worked very closely with all of them on all the projects, and more particularly with the two co-chairs. One of them is not here, unfortunately, today, Marie-Ange Andrieux, whom we wish all the best to. But the other person is here, and she's really one of the key people in this organization, and we're delighted to have her. Her name is Cécile Coune, and briefly, just among other things, and in her spare time, she co-founded the Belgian-based association Women on Board in December 2009. She's the co-chairwoman of European Women on Boards, of course, which she co-founded in 2013. She's the chief executive, president of the executive committee, and member of the board of directors of Aviabel SA since 2012. Well, Aviabel, as you know, is a leading aviation insurer based in Brussels. She's a non-executive board member of Ekman Art Insurance and the board of the executive committee of the Belgian Federation of Enterprises. Cécile is also a member of the International Association of Women in Aviation, the Belgian Insurers Association, and the Belgian Association of Insurance Lawyers, and the Belgian Association, let me breathe a minute, of Risk Managers. And she was elected Woman in Business of the Year in 1997. So please welcome Cécile Coune. S'il te plaît.
Thank you very much, Karima. So we are very pleased to have the opportunity to present today the results of our project, which is, as Karima said, co-funded by the European Union, and that is called the EWoB Network Project. I suppose... to start with our mission, really we had the desire to create the first network of women on board associations. And that is not because we view gender diversity on boards as a goal in itself, but because we see the benefit of women on boards from different standpoints. Of course, it brings a richness on the boards of directors, richness in the points of view. It is certainly also an equality goal, but we have also a number of studies, and the most recent ones from PwC and from Credit Suisse, among others, which demonstrate that there seems to be a correlation between the performance of companies and the diversity of their boards, among others, the gender diversity. We have in our mission 3 main goals. One is to create this network of member organizations to cover the whole of Europe. We want to have, sorry, it's not, still not moving. Okay. To promote, a second goal is to promote a valuable pool of female board members. And the third goal is to strengthen the debate around innovation, around best practices, and around corporate governance. These goals and these priorities are very much in line with the European context and the European strategy for 2020. And as you know, that is in this scope that we have applied for an EU grant. And because our project was so closely connected to this strategy of promoting gender diversity to foster a more inclusive and sustainable growth in economic value, that we have obtained this funding, which has enabled us to achieve all the components of our project. As you know, the European Directive on Quota, the 40% quota for non-executive board members, is still a very important project for the Commission, although it is not moving quite at the pace that they would like to. So there is still ground to cover. So now, what about our key projects? First of all, as I said, the network. Then we have a project around research. We have a project about knowledge. We have a project around mentoring. We have a talent pool. That's the launch today, and Sana Wester will talk about it later. And then the creation of a community around all these women on boards associations. First, the network. It was always our idea when we started with a group of women, and they are here today, Women on Board Belgium, that the phenomenon of women on boards was not just limited to one country. It is an international issue, and we wanted to reach internationally. We found out that this was also the desire of other organizations in different countries. So together, and rather than trying to chapter in each country and duplicate or replicate what we were doing in Belgium, we decided together with the Institute of Directors of Norway, with AFECA in France, with Board Professional Finland and Women on Board Belgium, to start this network of organizations in each European country, that's the long-term view at least, to have a network of organizations promoting women on the boards of directors. And today, we have achieved partially this goal. We have made good progress. We have now 10 organizations which are members of European Women on Boards in 9 different countries. To the ones I have already cited, we have added the Czech Republic, My Odyssey. We have added the Netherlands, Talent naar de Top. We have added, and that's not in chronological order, but we have added the Institute of Directors of the UK. We have added Valore D from Italy, and FIDAR from Germany. How could I could not forget FIDAR. It's a major organization in Germany. So it is really our ambition to continue to grow this network to all the countries in Europe. And we are going to find ways to foster the creation of similar organizations in the countries where they don't exist yet. Another very important project of Women on Board was to do some research. And we have produced 2 studies, one quantitative and one qualitative, on realizing Europe's potential thanks to women on board. And we have, for the quantitative study, we have worked with the ISS, and these studies have been produced in the course of 2016. I would like to show you, yes, the covers, and you can find some sample copies at the tables at the back of this room after the presentations, if you're interested to see where your country ranks in terms of best representation of women on the boards, but not only on the boards, also on committees and the strategic bodies of inside the corporate organizations. In the qualitative study, you will find a lot of interesting interviews and viewpoints of opinion leaders in the different countries, and that makes really the numbers lively. Then the Knowledge Center. You will see that in a number of websites you can find some studies which are assembled. We have wanted to give it a more proactive and, I would say, lively presentation of all the material that you can find around women on board, gender diversity on boards, best practices of corporate governance, practices for directors, which can be of interest to you. And I invite you, in fact, to consult our website. We have Professor Alison Woodward is in the room, and she's a teacher of the Free University of Brussels, and we have her assistance to keep this, I would say, library of interesting works up to date, which is the other challenge when you want to have such kind of initiative, is to make it, to keep it relevant and up to date. Then the community, creation of a community. I think we are told as women it is very important to network, and particularly in the world of boards of directors. And this is also Women on Board and the European Women on Boards initiative that we have around Europe are a networking opportunity, and we create community by inviting each other to events which are co-organized with European Women on Boards. I will not cite them all, but there was one in London, there was the March event in 2015 with Women on Board in Brussels. There was one which was organized by Africa on the innovation and technology in the New World, and I would like to show you the picture if I can. Yes, which was done in Paris earlier this year, and more recently the major event that we organized with FIDA in Germany, and where some of you were present as well and made a trip, which is always a challenge when you organize an international event. We are gifted in Brussels because we can attract a lot of international people and representatives. But we are also very pleased when we can get this attendance in other places, and we are working on our international event for next year. We will have this turning around in Europe. It will not always be in Brussels. It has been in Berlin now, and we are selecting another city for the next event. So more examples of community events, and then I would like to speak about the mentoring. The mentoring has been presented earlier this morning. It was the closing event. I think we have created really something unique. We have 23 pairs, mentor-mentee. It is hard to tell sometimes who is the mentor, who is the mentee, because we have really wanted to have this as at a very high level. So the mentees are C-suite CEOs or CFOs or already very high-level executive in their companies, and the mentors or chairpersons are CEOs also, but of, for example, listed companies, very prominent business persons. And we have heard the feedback that we received this morning is that the fact that it is cross-border, we are talking about more than 9 nationalities and always cross-sector. So when a mentor is from, let's say, the banking industry, the mentee will be from, let's say, ICT. And in that case, it can also be an example of reverse mentoring, where the mentee brings something to the table as well. And it was really a story of a give and take, and we were really encouraged to continue this type of program, because all the people in this room who have experienced mentoring relationships as a mentor, as a mentee, know that this is a gift and they want to continue to perpetuate this type of relationships with others. And then the last project that we have really been working hard on and will be presented later by Sana Wester is the talent pool. Décidément. This thing doesn't like me. The talent pool. The talent pool is an idea that we have really, from the beginning, we thought we must give visibility to the women who have the talent, the capabilities to sit on boards, but who are not necessarily on the radar screen of chairmen of boards or search firms. They don't have necessarily the easy access to their first board mandate. Okay, at European Women on Boards, all our women who are admitted in the pool have some board experience. We want to give visibility to these ladies, and we want to do this on, again, a cross-border basis. And that's the unique aspect of our talent pool, is that it is made of, at this stage, more than 6 nationalities. And Sana will explain more about the talent pool, and hopefully you will have the occasion during the session afterwards to experience it and to check how to use it. We are going to advertise it more widely to the business world, because that's also the purpose, is that we give these ladies visibilities to the companies so that it achieves the purpose of getting more women on boards of directors internationally. And then, of course, everything you want to know, you can contact us. And our program director, Karima Zahi, will be happy to give you more information about all these projects.